Hi everybody, good afternoon. Dr. Erin English here. Just giving you an update of our third week together. We're going to be meeting on Tuesday, May 24th. We're going to be meeting synchronously. I have two groups set up. First group starts at 6:15, and hopefully everyone saw the groups. They know who they're working with. So the first group, group 1, 2, and 3 will be meeting with me at 6:15 on the Adobe webinar part, and Group 4, 5, and 6 will be meeting at 7:30. So if there's any questions about that or if you have any problems, please just let me know. We're going to be just discussing legal requirements of budgets, fiscal crisis and management assistance, as you saw. I'm also going to bring in a little bit of the LCAP because that kind of drives our district budgets right now, and so that'll be something, because a couple of you had questions of me about LCAP, so I wanted to bring in those pieces. In addition, I wanted to also ask, if you come up with a link that is broken, would you let me know? We're given the links and with the assumption that they work if it's in Blackboard. So some of the links that are on the syllabus and in Blackboard aren't working. One of them is in meeting 6 or week 6. So if you come up with something that's not working, please let me know and I'll make sure to get those fixed. And if not, I'll find something comparable that will still meet the requirements of the course. So it's not but please let me know, because otherwise we don't know and then we find out after the fact. So you need to have those resources. Okay, so that's all I have for tonight. I just want to make sure everyone is aware of the groups and make sure that you have checked in to see who your partners were. I would say start making those connections now, because when you have those group assignments, you want to make sure that you have the norms of what each of you expect from each other. Don't leave it till the last minute. One of the biggest complaints I hear, and I've been here for a couple of years now, the biggest complaints is the lack of communication of certain partners, not of you, of course, but of that's the biggest complaint of these group projects. So just put yourself out there, connect. If you're unsure of something, connect with somebody. Don't leave it for the last minute, because it puts a lot of undue stress on everybody. You might feel like you have it under control, but if you don't communicate that to your partners, they're not sure and they have anxiety, especially at this time of the year, especially in the last course of your whole master's program. Just make sure you have real good communication with your partners, okay? If there's a question of anybody, please contact me last. And the reason I say that is try to contact your partners first. If that doesn't work, please reach out to me. I have a 24-hour turnaround time for my communication. At this point with these, amongst you, I would expect the same, because you're used to this now and it just helps put everyone at ease. Try again if you haven't heard from somebody within 24 hours, but reach out again one more time. And then if you still don't get in touch with somebody, hopefully you have their phone number, but try me then at that point. But I'd rather not get involved, because you're all professionals and we're all in this together. So thank you for those of you who mentioned to me that they found a couple links that weren't working. I'm on it. I'm looking for replacements for those. The last thing I want to bring up is there was a little bit of a confusion when I changed the requirement of the first assignment. The first assignment was going to be presented. There was a big confusion about when we were going to be presenting. The first assignment is not going to be presented. Okay, let's put it that way. The first assignment is just going to be turned in the last week of our class. The second assignment will be presented on week 8. So sorry that's so confusing. Typically the assignments are presented the week they're due, but because this is your last class, I think they kind of changed things around a little bit on me, and I apologize that I didn't catch that right away. So the first assignment is not going to be presented. It's a group project, but you are going to be turning it in, and I will be grading it as if you presented it. The second assignment is due. It will be presented on the last night of class, which is the last Tuesday of our class. Okay, so if there's any questions about that, let me know. I did update the syllabus and I did update Blackboard, so with those adjustments. So if there's any questions about that, please just let me know, okay? Look forward to seeing you on Tuesday night. Try to get log on a few minutes before if you have any questions. I usually log on about 15 minutes or sometimes 20 minutes before the class for those of you who have questions. sometimes your questions help drive our discussion. So it's really nice if you do have questions, because that way I know if you have a question, so does everybody else. So don't be shy about asking your questions. But do mute your phones. Mute your phones when you're not talking. Turn down your computer so there's no reverberation. I was in a webinar the other day, and or I was in a synchronous meeting the other day, and not with this group, of course, but it was a so the people on the other side, somebody started having a meeting, and we were all online having a phone meeting, and the person started having a meeting in their office, not realizing that she had not muted her phone. And so she had about 15 people shuffle into her office, all greeting each other, all talking, everybody, and we couldn't get her attention to turn off or to mute her phone, but she was going to multitask. She was going to be in our meeting, and at the same time she was going to have a meeting in her office. So let's not do that to each other. It was really funny, but it kind of ruined our meeting a little bit. So let's not do that to each other. All right, we'll see you on Tuesday night, and looking forward to it. So if you have any questions, log on early or email me. And thank you for those of you who mentioned the links that weren't working. We'll take care of those, and I'll be working on those tonight. Okay, and the good discussions, you guys are doing a great job on your discussion posts. Thank you. Bye-bye.